What problem?
Uh,
Oh, it's extremely impractical. That's the issue.
I'm trying to think of a solution to the problem.
So, what problem?
So,
Self?
alternator charges the battery. What if you had two batteries, right? So you're driving the battery, right? As the battery wears down. Well, no, you couldn't have infinite power, though.
I thought we discussed this.
Yeah, never mind. I was thinking, you had the alternator. The alternator charges the battery as you're driving, so you're using power to drive, and then it also powers the alternator, which will power the car. How does the car run out of charge?
Alternators work in gas vehicles because gas vehicles are extremely inefficient. And that they have excess power.
We're not talking about gas, we're talking about an electric vehicle.
I will get to it. That is why an alternator works. Because an alternator, that you can just apply. Alternators work in gas vehicles because gas vehicles are just inefficient and they have excess power. On electric vehicles, that's stupid. Because because you have constant power. To have an alternator is a waste of electricity. You're adding resistance. That doesn't need to happen.
But it powers the charge.
No, it doesn't. It's gonna make it less efficient than if you
No, right? So you have the battery, power the alternator.
Do I have to do the math to show you?
The charge, so you have to charge.
That's not how it works.
Why not?
I really hope you're joking because it's
right because it powers its own charger.
I don't need
the charger charges the battery.
Don't charge the battery. If you make the system more efficient, i.e., don't have an alternator that just adds unnecessary resistance.
Oh no! If you don't have an alternator, the battery can't get charged. The battery's naturally going to, decrease, because you're using the charge. The car.
It's like,
what if you throw an alternator in there so it can charge itself as it's going?
You know what that's like?
What?
That's like pouring water into a glass with a hole in it.
Okay, and keep going.
You're pouring water into it, but it's still going out.
No, you're pouring water into a glass with a hole that has a straw going back up to the pitcher.
That's stupid.
That's exactly what it is.
Phil, it doesn't work.
From a pitcher into a glass with a hole.
It doesn't work.
It has a straw up to the pitcher. So the water is filling up the glass at the same time it's filling up the straw to fill itself back up again.
It doesn't work.
Why not?
It would be better to make a more efficient vehicle. Therefore, you would have excess battery left over, excess charge left over after your trip to use for something else. Rather than make the system completely inefficient by adding unnecessary resistance to recharge the battery, despite the fact that if you just got rid of that, you would have more excess power left over anyways.
No. Let's say you want to go. Let's say you have a range of 600 miles, and your trip is 800 miles. Right? You drive 600 miles, you're done. You're out. Okay, you use a all power.
The alternator is only going to get you 400 miles.
If you had a charger that was charging your battery as you're driving, you could drive
the 400 miles resistance.
And still be at full charge.
Phil, here's your issue. The alternator, its resistance is determined by power output. I.e., how much power is the battery outputting? So, if the battery has to output more power to the motor because the alternator is requiring more power to recharge the battery, the motor isn't going to move, the alternator isn't going to move, and you're not going to go anywhere.
I beg to differ.
Because you're just adding resistance that doesn't need to be there.
I beg to differ.
What do you mean Bill, it's unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary and stupid. It doesn't work. It's like it doesn't work. It can't and won't work.
You're making it sound like this is some perpetual motion.
Yes! That's exactly what you're proposing!
No. This is not perpetual motion.
Yes, it is!
It's completely different. It's completely different.
My battery has 600... My car has 600 miles of range. But if I add an alternator... No! You're not going to go further. You're going to go the same distance. You're going to go less distance.
No.
Now, in a hybrid, this isn't actually a stupid idea. Because again, gas vehicles have excess power. And have a power curve.
You're just a hater.
In a gas vehicle, it works. You can use up your electric charge on the way there, then use the gas to recharge the batteries while you drive. Then, with whatever little charge is left, you can then continue on from there. I don't know, it doesn't get you a lot of charge, because again, the alternator increases you have too much draw on the alternator, then you're back to the same situation you are with the electric car. It's too much of a draw on the engine. That's why your air conditioner causes your gas mileage to decrease. Because the alternator...
It's so hot.
Huh?
It gets so hot.
I just rolled down
Actually, I wondered, Mythbusters tested this.
I don't need the Mythbusters. I've done it myself.
What?
I don't need the Mythbusters. I've done it myself.
Air conditioner on lowest setting versus windows down.
You still... Well, for one thing, you're going to sweat your balls off on the lowest setting of an air conditioner.
But I'm asking...
I don't know on the lowest setting because no one runs it on the lowest setting because you sweat your balls off.
Well, as soon as you're cooled down, you turn it down. You don't need it on
right, but most people's trips aren't long enough for that to even be an issue.
What do you mean? I'm cooled down within the first 2 minutes of sitting down. Once the car has cooled down and the 90-degree air has been circulated out, I'm good.
Yeah, but how close to home are you?
I told you, 2 minutes, I'm good.
What?
All you have to do is filter out all the hot air, so then you're just down to the cooler air.
I've never...
And then you turn it down.
I just refuse to use it because I've done the tests. It doesn't work. It's terribly inefficient.
I think you're just one of those people that can never be satisfied by the temperature, and you'll end up leaving it on the whole time, and so then it is worse.
Yeah, if I'm going to be fidgeting with it all the time, I'll just roll down the windows.
Well, I'm just saying that, Windows offsets your aerodynamics, and so that was my other point.
But it doesn't. But Phil, it doesn't matter. I've literally done that. The test is my experience, and my experience is never run the air conditioner. It's a bad idea. The only thing I like about an air conditioner is that I won't go deaf by the time I'm 60. But I would much rather save money right now than run the air conditioner unnecessarily.
I see.
I hate running it.
But the only okay, I get it because I roll down the windows too. The only time I don't roll down the windows is when it's 90 degrees or warmer.
I don't care. I still don't care.
Because if it's 90 degrees or warmer, driving sub 45 is not enough to cool me down.
I straight up still don't care.
No, because if you're going 30 miles an hour, it's not
I know
enough
the
to
science,
cool the car
but I
down.
don't care. I don't want to burn the gas. I don't have the money. I don't want to spend the money. I'm not turning on the air conditioner.
She'll drive 25 miles an hour feeling the full heat.
Yep.
Right.
I did it this summer. I've done it every summer. I don't care. I don't want to run the air conditioner. It just burns way, way, way too much gas. Like it's
This is
just
a different vehicle. Maybe yours is just terribly inefficient.
well, my old Ranger was the same way. My mom's car, I never really got to measure the efficiency with the air conditioner. But truth be told, I couldn't drive with the windows down in that thing because it had a terrible resonance in the driver's side window, and you'd just go deaf. It was awful.
So
Absolutely.
usually that's if you have like one window down.
Well, there's no... No, it was bad. You rolled down both windows, it was still bad.
All four?
Yes. Because the car just had a resonance there next to next to those windows. Part of the problem is I think you sit really low. And the windows are higher up. That's my issue with newer vehicles. They have the windows higher up, which I'm sure is a safety thing. But yeah, I can't rest my elbow because my elbow because my elbow has to be up. My elbow has to be up like this. So it forces you to and then the console is just in a weird spot as well. So it forces you to drive like this or like this. Or like this. Or like this.
Oh,
It's terrible. I hate... Her car sucked.
I wasn't looking.
So, my truck, I can drive like this. Or I can drive like this. And her vehicle, you couldn't drive like that. Because there's nowhere to put your arms, because your elbow was up like this, or the center console was just too low. You just couldn't do it.
My car's a 2015, and I don't have that problem.
Maybe it's because you're shorter, or because it's not a Ford. I don't know. My mom's old car, I could not do it. It was just uncomfortable.
If anything, it'd make it more difficult if I was shorter. Because if I'm shorter, I have a shorter torso.
Not if you have your seat higher up.
That's what I'm saying. It's the car, not me.
Right. It's the car. But see, here's the thing.
But
I have to have the seat.
I can't raise the seat vertically.
Oh, I don't know. On my mom's car, you could. You could go up and down.
Oh, I can't raise the seat vertically. I can only raise the seat front and back.
Well, again, yours also is a completely different brand. So,
yeah.
my mom's car, though, was so uncomfortable. I hated driving it for long distances.
That would be nice, though, because I would prefer to sit a little higher up.
My dad's F-250, you can drive like this in the F-250. You can't drive like this, though. I can't drive with my right arm because, again, the console's not in the right spot.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
I can't drive with my right, which I guarantee you it's designed that way. It has to be designed that way.
my arm isn't also long enough to have my elbow rested on the console while still being able to reach the wheel at a reasonable
So is mine.
height.
They have it designed so you can't do it. I swear.
Well, probably.
They want you to drive like this.
You probably have quicker reaction times if your elbow is ready to go rather than resting.
Well,
That's what they always tell. That's what they tell you in baseball. You know, get your hands off your knees.
Well, it's ass.
Look ready. Hands off the knees.
Thank God for self-driving cars, because that is ass. So
I think you still have to have your hands on the wheel, though. Right?
no. Tesla just requires you to touch.
You had to be ready to take control at all times.
Well, yes.
And so if your hands are on your lap, there's a split-second delay before you decide to grab the wheel. Versus if you're already holding the wheel, you have that extra few seconds it took you to grab the wheel.
I don't care if there's a situation in which self-driving isn't gonna work. I'm gonna probably die anyways, because you're not paying attention on self-driving.
Well, that's the thing. You should be.
Well, when you make it uncomfortable to freaking rest my hands on the steering wheel, I don't want to drive.
So why do you?
Huh?
So why do you?
What do you mean? That's why you get.
Because when it makes your hands uncomfortable, I don't want to drive anyways.
That's why you get the self-driving package, so you don't have to drive. That's the whole point. They make the vehicle uncomfortable. I guarantee you, Tesla, even now, A, it's a safety thing, and B, it convinces people to pay for the self-driving package, so they can make money off of it. It's a genius idea. Why cars in the mid-2000s that don't have